All right, so you've done it. You filmed your first YouTube video. The footage is sitting on your computer, and now you're just kind of staring at it, thinking, okay, now what? If the whole world of video editing feels a little overwhelming, don't even worry about it. Today, we're going to break it all down and give you a super simple guide to turn that raw footage into a polished, awesome-looking YouTube video. Okay, let's get into it.
Here's our game plan for today. First, we'll get into the right mindset. Then, we'll walk through building the foundation of your video, what we call the rough cut. After that, we get to the really fun stuff, adding polish and style. Then, of course, we'll cover how to finalize and export your masterpiece. And to wrap it all up, we'll go over some super common mistakes so you can dodge them right from the start. I really want you to hang on to this idea. Editing isn't some crazy technical puzzle you have to be a genius to solve. Nope, it's much simpler. You have pieces, your video clips, your music, your titles, and all you're doing is putting those blocks together to build a story. It's creative, it's fun, and it's totally something you can do. So at its very core, that's what we're doing. We're storytellers. We're taking all these different pieces we filmed and just arranging them in a way that creates a clear, engaging story for our audience. Every single cut, every sound effect, every title, it all serves that one main goal, just telling a great story. Okay, before we even think about opening any software, let's talk about mindset. Just like with any creative project, right? Having the right tools and, more importantly, the right perspective from the very beginning, that makes all the difference in the world.
And here's the great news. You do not need a Hollywood budget to get started. You can edit on pretty much any modern computer, or even your phone. The two things that are kind of non-negotiable, though, are a decent internet connection and enough storage space. Because video files are way bigger than you think. And as a solid benchmark, you should really aim for at least 50 gigabytes of free space. I'm serious. High-quality video files are massive, and having that buffer will keep your computer from slowing down to a crawl right in the middle of your creative flow.
Now for the software. You've got fantastic options, whether you want to spend money or not. But for beginners, I highly recommend starting with CapCut. It's powerful, it's surprisingly easy to learn, it works on both your computer and your phone, and the best part, it is completely free with no annoying watermark. Down the road, you might want to check out the pro tools like Premiere Pro or Final Cut, but honestly, CapCut is the perfect place to start your journey.
All right, with our tools and mindset ready, it is time to build. This next phase, the rough cut, is without a doubt the most critical part of the entire editing process. This is where we put together the actual skeleton of our story. The process is actually pretty straightforward. First things first, get organized. Create a special folder just for this project. Then set your project settings to 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames per second. That's just the standard for YouTube. It'll look great. Then you just import your footage and start dragging those clips onto your timeline in the order you want them to appear. And listen, this is the most important thing to remember right now. Your rough cut is supposed to be messy. It's supposed to be rough. At this stage, all you're focusing on is the big picture. Does the story make sense? Are the main points in the right order? Yeah, you'll cut out the ums and the long pauses, but please do not obsess over making every single cut perfect just yet. We'll get to that later.
As you're building this rough cut, you're going to be using a few key techniques. A straight cut, that's your basic workhorse. A jump cut is perfect for tightening things up and removing those awkward pauses. And then the secret weapon, the J cut and the L cut. That's just when the audio from the next clip starts a little bit before you see the video, or the other way around. It's a little trick that makes your edits feel incredibly smooth and professional.
Okay, the foundation of our story is in place. Now it's time to add the personality. This is where we turn a basic sequence of clips into a video that's actually dynamic and fun to watch. Here are 4 key areas to focus on. First, add B-roll. That's just extra footage that visually explains what you're talking about. Second, use text and titles to guide your viewer. Third, and this is huge, pay attention to your audio. Make sure your voice is loud and clear, and any background music is actually in the background. And finally, use some basic color correction to really make your visuals pop. So this is how most footage looks right out of the camera.
It can seem a little flat, right? A bit washed out, kind of lacking that punch. But the good news is, with just a few simple clicks, you get this. That is the power of color correction. Seriously, just by tweaking the basics like brightness, contrast, and saturation, you can totally elevate the quality of your image. It just makes everything look so much more professional and pleasing to the eye. You are so close. The story is built, the polish is on, and now it's just time for those last few steps to get your video ready to show the world. Okay, exporting can feel really technical, but don't worry about it. Here are the exact settings you need for YouTube. Think of this as your cheat sheet. Use the MP4 format, 1920 by 1080 resolution, 30 frames per second, and a bitrate somewhere between 8 and 12. If you just use these settings, you'll get a beautiful, high-quality video file that's perfect for uploading. But wait, before you hit that big, shiny export button, I am begging you, please do this one thing. Watch your entire video one last time, from start to finish. You'll be amazed at the little things you catch. A typo in a title, an audio level that's a little off, a weird cut. This final watch-through is your last line of defense for quality. Trust me. And finally, let's talk about what not to do. I want to give you a head start by sharing the most common traps that new editors fall into, so you can just sidestep them completely. So what are these common pitfalls? What are the things that just immediately scream beginner's edit versus something a little more polished? Let's break them down. Here we go. Number 1, bad audio. I'm telling you, viewers will forgive a slightly shaky camera, but they will click away instantly if the audio is hard to hear. Next, avoid over-editing with a million flashy effects. Keep your videos tight, respect the viewer's time, and cut out the boring parts. Find a good rhythm with your pacing. And finally, remember that editing really starts before you even film. Plan out your story ahead of time. I want to leave you with this one thought. Every single one of your favorite YouTubers started exactly where you are right now. I promise you, their first videos were probably not their best work. The goal isn't perfection on day one. The goal is just to start, to learn something with every project, and to find your own unique style along the way. Be patient with yourself and have fun with it. So there you have it. You have the mindset, you have the technical steps, and you have the map to avoid all the common traps. The only thing left to do now is begin. So, what story are you going to bring to life?